A10C. So I'm just gonna go through this question on lesson 5.3. So it's number 3. Just getting it set up, I think, will be the hardest thing. So it says the mean attendance at the Winnipeg Folk Festival for 2006 and 2008 was 45,265. The attendance in 2008 was 120 more than the attendance in 2006. What was the attendance in each year? All right, so let's do this first part, all right? And let's figure out what our variables are, right? Our variables here are going to be, well, the attendance in 2006. So I'm going to call that X. Okay, so that's like the number of people who came in 2006. And then I'm going to call the number of people that came in 2008 is going to be my Y. All right. Now, this part might throw people off where it says the mean attendance at the Winnipeg Folk Festival what for 2006 and 2008 was that. Well, the mean really just means the average, right? So let's just kind of review how you find the average of something. If I want to find like the average of, let's say, 3 and 16, well, what you do there, if you want to find the average between those numbers, is you go 3 plus 16 and then divide by the number of numbers, right? So in this case, it's 2. So we divide by 2, right? So we're going to do the same thing, but just with X and Y. So we'll start off this way. We'll say X, right, the number of people who came in 2006, plus the number of people who came in 2008. And then whatever that is, I'm going to divide that by 2 to find the average. And that is equal to 45,265. Okay? Now, that doesn't look quite right, does it? We haven't been dealing with, like, everything over 2 or something like that. So two different options here. We could rewrite this now. This is the same thing as X over 2 plus Y over 2, right? Like that 2 is just underneath the X and the Y. So you can split it up and write it like this. So 45, 265. Or what I think it might be a little bit easier and easier to deal with when we're solving would actually be, at this point, why don't we just multiply both sides by 2? Right? Multiply that by 2, so those would cancel, and multiply this side by 2. Okay, so then in the end here, now I'm going to have X plus Y is equal to, and then whatever that is. So that's going to be, 90,530. Okay, so there's my first equation. And then let's start working on the second one. So now the second equation comes from the second sentence here. So the attendance in 2008, so that was my Y, right? So, oh, come on. So Y was 120 more than the attendance in 2006. So that was my X. Okay. So Y would be equal then to whatever X was plus another 120. And just double check when you're done these ones sometimes, because sometimes you do those backwards. Like you might have had like X is equal to Y plus 120. Just make sure it makes sense, right? They're saying that the attendance in 2008, so Y, was 120 more than the attendance than X, right? And yes, this is going to be like Y is 120 more than X. So just double check on those ones. So there you go. Those will be our two equations to start this thing off, right? So now if you're doing the elimination method in this one, you'd want to rearrange these so that you have your, X's, pretty much your X's and Y's on one side and your numbers on the other, right? So that you can set it up to start canceling things. Well, while I'm at it, why don't I just answer it, hey? So, okay, let's do the blue one. I'll write the blue one again here, if I can get it, yeah. So I'm going to leave it like this, as X plus Y is equal to that. And then for the bottom, I'm going to rearrange this one, though. I'm going to make this, I'm going to bring this X over to the other side. Okay, so this will be... This will be difficult. That's with my computer, I mean. So bring the X over. So then that plus Y is equal to 120. If you didn't see what I did there, I just moved the x over to that side, okay? So I think we're pretty good to go now. We can actually just start to cancel these. So they're actually both set up pretty well. I could cancel the y's or cancel the x's. I'll cancel the x's. But just know I could have canceled the y's too. It doesn't actually matter. So now, what am I going to do here? So am I going to add? Am I going to subtract? Well, in this case, the way I have it set up, I want to add, right? Because I want to go x plus negative x, right? Which would be the same as minus x. So if I do that, that's x minus x in the end. So those cancel, right? So that's 0, right? Or it's eliminated, I should say. And now here, I'm going to have y plus y. So now this is 2y is equal to, and then this will be, 90,000 whatever plus 120. So that ends up being 90,650, right? Obviously. So then we'll just divide both sides by 2 now. So divide by 2, divide by 2. So we get y is equal to 45,325. All right, so that's what my y is. And the answer was saying what was the attendance in each year. So remember, we said y was 2008, right? So that would be in 2008, the attendance in 2008. And now if we want to find x, well, then we really just have to rearrange one of these equations to solve for x, right? Why don't I start with this one? The numbers are kind of nicer. So if I started with y is equal to x plus 120, here, why don't I just take this 120 and bring it over here? So now we've got y minus 120 is equal to x. And now we know what y is, right? Y is 45,325 minus 120. So then that's equal to x. So then minus 120. So we get 45,205 is equal to x. Okay, so that was the attendance of the people in 2006.